Jai Hind everyone, welcome again to the Patriotic IAS. Let's start our IAS PCSwala Daily Current Affairs. Under that we have today near about 5 topics that we will cover one by one, and in these 5 topics there are other subtopics that we will study under this all the news. Okay. Beside that, we already have, as we know that there is the mains question and you have to write a answer, and please write a answer. One of the student is today that has practiced for the answer, and the answer is absolutely that is excellent, because for the first time if you are writing, you are doing a tremendous work, because the writing is itself a great task and a great achievement, because the main thing about the UPSC mains is that the inertia that pushes you from the writing the mains answer, and if you will start the writing the answer for the mains, you will win the half of the war and the battle of the UPSC. This is all about the writing in a consistent manner, and we provide one question to you, all of you. You can write on a daily basis, you can post there. Certainly there will be a very sincere feedback will be given on all of your answer that you will submit, and also it will improve you, it will bring the confidence in you, and not only the prelims but it will also help you revising the topics that we have studied. It will bring the additional point, it will bring the your new skill within you to write in a more effective manner. So start practicing without hesitation, without any fear. Start writing the main answer. That should be your main thought process. That should be your main focus area. Please do on a regular basis, and yes, please be consistent. So let's see that what are the topic we are going to cover. We will start with a survey that is from the CSDS, and it is talking about that in the people, as compared to the previous Lok Sabha election survey that was done into the 2019, the people feel that the job and inflation, that will be the key focus area for this election. And the most of the people, those who have surveyed, they have shown that they are suffering, they are facing difficulty in getting job, and they are facing difficulty due to the inflation. So we will know that what is the main area that is going to be a central point for this election. After that, we will see that the Supreme Court quashes 768 7,687 crore rupees of the penalty that was on the DMRC, and that has been the scrap, that has been the declared that there is no need for to pay this, and it was to be against the Reliance industry and the one of the company from the Germany. So we will see this. This is mainly associated with the curative power of the Supreme Court. The basics about this is the how the Supreme Court can change its own power. So it will be under GS paper 2. So for the prelims is specific. Then we will see again the Kacha Theo issue is very much on the central point here. This article is about the solution, some of the solution that is possible and that could be adopted by the both countries. So this is very important for the mains perspective, and it can be used into the GS paper under the India-Sri Lanka relationship. Then we will study that the Pandora box that is coming out of this electoral bond scheme, that is the list that is being matched. So in the brief we will see that what is this all about. In the last, we will do a holistic analysis of the One Health mission that is being proposed by the central government. Already we have started implementing. So why this is needed, what will be the key focus area, and how it is going to impact the health, overall health of the, not only for the human but the animal, but for the environment as well. So we will do a very deep analysis with respect to the mains perspective. On the Kacha Theo, this issue we will write a mains answer as well, so that we can know that if the question comes on this issue, how we can write the answer. So let's start with the front page. The front page, the first page, it is about the survey. This survey is from the CSDS. Okay, so it is CSDS. This is a research NGO, and this work into the different political arena. So this year, the survey, the outcome of the survey is very different from the previous year. The previous year, the majority of the people who thought that there is no paucity, or there was the most of the people, they are feeling that these jobs and employment is not that much issue. There is the improvement, but this year 2/3 of those surveyed, they have shown that yes, the job and getting the job is a very difficult task, and mostly near about the 62% of these are from the village area, and 59% they are representing the rural area. Okay, only 12% said that job had become easier this time. So this has been the increased number that is that was from the previous year. Okay, so here it shows that how there has been the change in the thought process of the overall people, the perception of the government of the overall people. For example, here it is given that the 55% of those surveyed, they said that corruption has increased as compared to the previous time. Only 40% said that the corruption has increased, and many said that the corruption is decreased. Now this time, only 19% had said that there has been a decrease in the corruption as against 37% of the previous survey. So the perception of the people, and the people, they are blaming both center government as well as the state government for all these things. So these are the data, these are the survey that is coming out of that. Okay. Next news that is talking about the plea for the immediate release of the Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of the Delhi, that is about to be heard by the Supreme Court. The petition has been accepted. Chief Justice have said that we are very soon going to see that. Okay. Here, again, the Supreme Court that has come up with the very hard hand on the Patanjali and its founder, and yes, Patanjali founder, the Baba Ramdev and Balakrishnan. Now they are not accepting the apology that has been tendered by these owners of the Patanjali, that yes, we had made the mistake. Here, the Supreme Court is of the view that you can ignore our warning, why cannot we ignore your warning? And despite many of the warning, you even came into this law court and said that we will not do the thing, and you have done thing. And playing with the health of the people, this is a type of the offense that cannot be, we cannot compromise of the such time of the violation and the gross violation. Here the Supreme Court is telling that flagging concern about the fast moving consumer goods. Here you promise lot of things, and the people, those people who are the gullible, we know that the most of the people, whatever you say, they are going to accept. If you will, if the company say that yes, Baba Ramdev go to the mountain of the Himalaya, and after from here he bring the salt, people are accepting, people are ready to accept, people are ready to accept anything. Okay, so they can accept even if there is the promise from the any company that yes, we have, and yes, they have to show that they have the religious connect, they have some of the spirituality, and they will show that even if they will say that they have the medicine that can make you you cannot die, you will be not die, if you will not die if you will taking this medicine, they are ready to take that medicine. That is the gullibility of the people, and here it is being accepted by the Supreme Court as well. Supreme Court say that yes, people are the gullible, and you are misusing the gullibility of the people. Okay, you say different thing, people accept, people pay for that. Here the Supreme Court is saying that the people pay, and your product is not fulfilling and even the impacting their health in a negative manner. This is the case, this is here. Even the Supreme Court was very high-handed on this Uttarakhand state government and said that despite all this was going on, misleading advertisement was going on, and you are not able to see, like you are blind, you are this misleading, and here there is a very harsh statement. Supreme Court is telling that we will come like a ton of bricks on your officers. This is the statement, this is the exact statement of the Supreme Court. So this is all about from this news. Next news again on the front page, this is the case that is going on, the Kerala. This shows that one of the elephant that collided with the a train, and he is crossing the road, and yes, there is this type of the fragmentation is being occurring into the Kerala. The forest area roads are constructed, and that's why they are crossing the road, and they are colliding with either the railway the trains or the vehicles, and that's why they are facing a lot of such issue, and man and the animal conflict that is going on. Okay. Next news is the EC crackdown on the anonymous hoarding. So the many of the hoarding, they don't have the name of the publisher and the printers, and that's why the election commission cannot trace that who have spent how much money if they have to verify, because the printer, it will be added into the publisher account, and the printers where the verification is done. So this is a type of the violation of model code of the conduct if you are not mentioning such type of the thing into the your hoarding and your boards. Okay. Here the next topic that we are going to take is the Supreme Court quashed 7,687 crore award against the DMRC as the patently illegal. Here we have seen that the first it was DMRC that make the that terminate the agreement with the two of the private companies. One of them was the Reliance. Okay, here it is the Reliance X Delhi, Delhi Airport Metro Expressway Private Limited, a special purpose vehicle of the Reliance Infrastructure Limited, and the Spain's Construction Y Auxiliar de Ferrocarrils SA. This was the two private company which there was the contract, and it was terminated by the DMRC on the ground that there was the violation, and yes, there was the certification from the Commissioner Metro Railway Safety certified certification of the metro. Okay, so they didn't accept it in the previous the tribunal that decided this fine, that didn't take in this proof, this certification as the proof. We saw that later it reached to the High Court and the Supreme Court. Even the Supreme Court accepted this fine. For this time, under the curative petition, Supreme Court has said that this is patently illegal. You cannot impose the fine. The termination was legal and it was within the criteria of the law. Okay, there was no violation. So here you should know that the main thing is that what is the curative petition? What is the curative petition? And this is under Article 142. So in the Constitution, we don't have any such thing that what is the curative petition. There is no direct mentioning, but Article 142 talks about that the Supreme Court. Supreme Court give the orders for the complete justice. If there is the violation into the past on the some issue, so to do the complete justice, that the Supreme Court give and change its own decision. Curative petition means you have to review your own petition, your own judgment, and change into the judgment. This is the curative petition, and this was confirmed under the Rupa Ashok Hurra case, Rupa Ashok Hurra versus Ashok Hurra case, 2002. Please remember, this is very important. You can mention the name of this case is the Rupa Ashok Hurra. Rupa Ashok Hurra case 2002. Here it was first time the Supreme Court accepted that yes, curative petition is comes under Article 142. So you should know all this. Next important news that we will take it from the editorial, and it is again from the Kacha Thiu issue, and this article is written by the Surya Narayan, V. Surya Narayan. This writer was with the delegate with those fishermen, those were involved for the bringing the solution. So when the delegation was there for the discussion on the Kacha Thiu issue, and those fishermen coming from the Tamil Nadu to Delhi discussed with those representatives that was assigned by the central government, union government under the Prime Minister Modi, to bring the resolution of Kacha Thiu issue. So here he was presented and he was also there. So that's why this view gives a holistic perspective. Even this brings some of the solution that is out of box for this issue. So here he start with the how the delegation start the discussion. Most of the fishermen, even he has written that none of the fishermen brought the issue that was actually core of the conflict for the Kachatiyu. Okay. Most of the fishermen who were there into the discussion with the representative of the government, they talk about the Sri Lankan Navy shooting the Indian fisherman and the ceding of the Kachatiyu territories island. Okay. But the real issue, as per the writer, is that the livelihood issue, the fishing and the fishing area that is being denied and encroached by the other party. Maybe in the case of the India, it could be the Sri Lankan fisherman, and in the case of the Sri Lanka, it could be the Indian fisherman. So what is the main issue? Here the Kachatiyu is situated, and as per the territorial boundary, the boundary of the this maritime boundary, Kachatiyu is situated here, and this is into the Sri Lankan territory. Okay. What is mainly happening? The Indian fishermen, they are entering into their area, not only into the Kachatiyu, but other region of this ocean, sea and water body. Okay. So here the entering into the others maritime boundary. This is the main issue, and here into the Sri Lankan side there is the coast guard, there is the security guard, they are arresting the Indian fisherman. When the Sri Lankan fishermen, they are entering into the Indian side, it is the Indian Coast Guard and Indian security forces, those who are arresting to the Sri Lankan fishermen. This is the main issue. This is the main focus area for the conflict. Okay. What is the solution? The solution is that you need to bring the livelihood option so that they could have the sufficient fishes so that they can survive, they can live a good life. Okay, so this is the main issue that is there. Okay. The livelihood of the fishermen on the both sides of the park is straight. That is creating the barrier. So what is the Park Strait? This area is known as the Park Strait. Okay. And this is the Gulf of Mannar. So what is the strait? Strait is connecting the two water bodies. So if you will consider this area is the water body and this area is the water body, this Park Strait is situated here. Are you able to see this water body, this water body, this is small stretch? You must have known by your Ramayana mythology, your Ramayana story, whatever you consider, your Ramayana epic, whatever you consider, there is the bridge, and this is the mythological presentation. This is the here the water body is connected. Okay, so you should know about this. The second thing is the quest for the peaceful solution. What could be the peaceful solution? Historical background, if you will see, there is no concrete historical background of how the agreement was taken and what ultimately resulted into the giving or agreeing Indian side that yes, this Kachatiyu, there will be the sovereign right of the Sri Lanka, and as per the different documents, that is that even those who are disclosed by under the right to information by the president of Tamil Nadu BJP party. Okay, so Annamalai disclosed this document, and as per that, it was agreed that by the Indian government that yes, the sovereign right on the Kachatiyu is of the Sri Lanka. So this is the main issue. Before that, into 1921, the first time this issue comes, and at that particular time, it was the colonial government, the government of the Madras and the government of the Ceylon. At that particular time, they agreed, but there was a dispute. No boundary was decided, but the both were claiming. 1974, Indira Gandhi brought the solution, and by that, the Indian government agreed that yes, this area you have the right, and here the wage bank that India got the right. So this was the agreement at that particular time. Okay. So here it is given that in 1974, Atal Bihari Vajpayee has mentioned in its parliamentary debate into the Lok Sabha, he mentioned that land bhudan, land donation of this area. Okay. Beside that, we have seen that the BJP leader Jan Krishnamurti, he went to the Madras High Court for the contesting for this land, but due to the lack of the paper, to the claim of the Maharaja of the Ramnad. Okay, so here the Maharaja of Ramnad, that is also known as the Ramnathpuram, he doesn't have, he didn't able to prove that his claim. And that's why ultimately even the judiciary accepted that the sovereign right of the Sri Lanka will be there. Okay. What could be the solution? The first solution, as it is the livelihood issue. The main issue is that how the fishing could be possible without the getting arrested by the securities of the each other countries. So what could be the possible region? What could be the possible solution here? Indian government can lease this area. Maybe there could be the sum of the money that is needed to be given to the or paid to the Sri Lankan government, and after taking this area, it could be given handed over to the Tamil fishermen so that they can do whatever they want. Their livelihood will be secure. The Sri Lankan government will happy that yes, already we have the sovereign right, only it is the lease that is given. It is like the, if there is the shop and in that shop there is the dispute for the, one person is fighting for their shop, whatever the, if there is the grocery shop, he want to run the grocery shop and he want to own. Other party who want to own that shop, but he don't want to do the business, okay, or the do the run the grocery shop. So what happen? Just that person need to lease down. So that person who want to own, there will be the ownership. That person who want to run the shop, that will also happy because his livelihood will be not threatened. So that could be the one solution. But this solution has one issue. The Sri Lankan fisherman, they will also claim for their livelihood. So this could be the issue. So here this solution is not that much feasible. There could be always the dispute because the dispute will turn towards the Sri Lankan side. Sri Lankan fisherman will start asking for the right to do the fishing. Okay. Second thing is that allow the Indian fishermen into the Sri Lankan water up to the 5 nautical miles. So you should know 1 nautical mile is equal to 1.8 kilometer. So if the Indian fishermen are allowed into this region again, so there could be the solution. Again, the thing is that what will be the livelihood issue of those Sri Lankan fishermen? That will be violated. They will protest. They will oppose. So again, this is not win-win situation for the both sides. The main issue is the trawling, deep trawling fishing. Bottom trawlers is the main issue. And what is the bottom trawlers? It is like you catch, you do the fishing in such a manner, you even do not spare even the other species. All the species, whatever they are in this area, you will catch all the thing. You will destroy every species, and by that you are destroying the environment as well. This is like you clean sweep everything. Means you want to just sweep and throw out that is needed, but here you are sweeping everything by this net, and these are net that are very big, and this type of the fishing was introduced into the 1970s by the Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi wanted to increase our economic commercial activities, and that's why she promoted. And this became the headache for not only for the Sri Lankan fisherman. If that thing, just take an example. If there is a common field, in that common field there are the two party. They bring their cattle for the grazing. Think that one party comes with the 1,000 of the cattle and one party thus coming with the 10 cattle. Okay, those who are coming with the 1,000 cattle, they are also cutting down all the grass and other thing. So those who are coming with the 10 cattle, they are left with nothing. all the grass that is being grazed by the those coming with the 100, and that's why they are protesting that you are eating all of the our share as well. They are telling that you sweep out most of the fishes. What about us? We are getting nothing, and you are coming in our side as well. The thing is that the Indian fishermen, they are entering into the this jurisdiction of the Sri Lankan maritime boundary, and that is being protested by the Sri Lankan fishermen. This is the main issue. Even the Sri Lankan fishermen, they are entering into the those water that is under the Indian maritime boundary. Why they are entering? They are not entering intentionally. Many a times in the sea, when you go, there is no point that indicate that this is your land, this is my land. There is no indication. They just have to be by their own perception, just by their own consciousness. They have to be just align that this is our land, this is our maritime boundary. Generally into the land, what happened? You see that yes, there is the land border. After that, there is the Myanmar. This is the Indian side. You do not cross border. But into the water, there is nothing like that. In the water, everything is a plain, just water and water that is visible. And these fishermen, they are not able to recognize that they are crossing their area into the others maritime boundary. This is the main issue. So here the other solution could be that the warning could be given, and after that just let them know that yes, they have entered into the others maritime boundary. That could be the solution. Okay. So this bottom trawlers, that is the other main issue, and this is the main issue that is being disputed, and this is main cause of the concern, because this type of the fishing that is depleting the fish availability on the Indian side of the parkway, as well as the Sri Lankan side of and there is the ban into the Sri Lanka. This type of the fishing is banned into the Sri Lanka. So if Indian fishermen go with the Sri Lankan side and do this thing, again there is the cases that will be there will be the fine, penalty and arrest that take place. Okay. So just you will be clear that by this picture that what is meant by the water trawling, that's very clearly explained that what is the bottom trawling. Okay. Here the writer has mentioned one of the case of the Beirubari case. This is also very famous case, and here the Beirubari case related to the then East Pakistan and India. In the East Pakistan, there was the region Beirubari, and this was the inside, this territory was inside the Pakistani territory, but the sovereignty right was of the India's. But the thing was that here, let me explain that what was the situation. In the Beirubari case, the all area that was surrounded, think that this is the Beirubari, just assume that, and around this area, all the area was of the East Pakistan. East Pakistan. So the people living in the Beirubari, they have the Indian citizenship. India was sovereign. India was the sovereign in that area. So what happening? These people from the Beirubari, they have to go for all their work into the East Pakistan, because all the market, all the essential that they needed, they have to go for these Pakistan area, and that's why there was the violation. And they was facing a lot of the security issue, and that's why their livelihood, their living standard was very low. They were facing a lot of challenges. They were facing a lot of harassment from the security forces as well. So all the people came, they were mostly the fishermen. Again, it was like the island type. And again, these people came to the then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru with the request that we are facing a lot of the difficulty. Please merge us with the East Pakistan. And that time the Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, with the big heart, he was not that much of the thinking about what will be happen, what the opposition will take this, but he think that the people of this Beirubari, because the land area was very small, and it was totally enclaved by the East Pakistan territory. Most of the fishermen have to go, even to sell their fishes, they have to go into the East Pakistan. On the humanitarian ground, this Bedu Bari was given to the East Pakistan, but it became the political issue, and all the opposition party, all the opposition leaders, they started criticizing that you are giving the land of India to the Pakistani. This becomes so much issue that Indian government had to take this land back and just to do the lease agreement, and on the lease it was given to the East Pakistan at that particular time. Now it is the Bangladesh. So this was the leasing. After that, this issue resolved. Again, in the case of this Kachatiyu, the chief minister of the Tamil Nadu at that particular time, he didn't oppose, he didn't reach to the judiciary, and that's why there was no such agreement that was brought as we seen into the Bedubari. Here, even the writer is of the view that even the Kacha Tiyu, if the lease agreement is done, even the Indian sovereignty is claimed here, but the issue will not resolve because the fishermen from the Indian side, they are entering into the Sri Lankan side, and the Sri Lankan side fishermen, they are entering into the Indian side, and that's why this is the main issue. This is the Kachatiyu is just a small point. They are entering into the lot of other region. The arrest is on the other region as well. So if they want to resolve this issue, even as per the writer, even if he will claim this, and Sri Lanka will reach into the International Court of Justice, most probably the verdict, the decision will go into the favor of the Sri Lanka, because recently we have seen that there was a case on the same type of the issue, and the case was between the China and Philippines. Philippines won the case and the land was given to the Philippines. Again, if you will go into the International Court of Justice, this will increase the tension, the diplomatic tension between India and Sri Lanka. So this is not the solution, viable solution as per this writer. Okay. Okay, so the writer finally suggests a very viable solution and win-win for the both sides. What they want to bring this area as the heritage area and a common heritage area where the claim and sovereignty should be from the Indian side as well as from the Sri Lankan side. The merged sovereignty. Both sides can claim their sovereignty. Okay. And the both side of the fisherman, they should form a cooperative and they fish on alternative days. For example, in the 7 days, 3 days should be given for the Indian fisherman, 3 days for the Sri Lankan fisherman, and 1 day for the holiday. This is the solution that is proposed by this writer. And they can here, there could be the formation of the cooperative societies, and even the fishermen from the Tamil Nadu or the Sri Lankan side, they should be engaged into the deep sea fishing venture together. If they have the issue, if they are going to deep sea fishing, and if they are collectively claiming the large number of the fishes, so that will be distributed from the both sides. So this is the solution, this is the proposed by the writer, but it's need a very high level of the political leadership willpower without bringing this thing into the politics. This should be the beyond politics. This should be the backside the channel where the discussion between both sides goes, and it should be as per the spirit of the humanitarian solution, where the humanity can win, where neither Sri Lanka, neither India win, but the people from the both sides, they find the solution. They should live in a mutual, and they can prosper in a mutual way. This is all about from this news article. You can write a answer. There is chances this issue is so much into the public domain. UPSC can ask the question. So let's write a answer for this question. Discuss the historical background and the current challenge surrounding the Kacha TU issue and its impact on the India-Sri Lanka relation. So here, very clear-cut direct question. Discuss the historical background. Yes, you have to bring the 1991 situation. Even in introduction, you can bring. And the challenge surrounding the Kacha TU issue. So what is the challenge? The challenge you have to bring is the fishing area, the deep bottom trawling, and this is the main issue you have to bring. Then you have to bring the role of political leaders. So you should talk about the role of political leader at the national level, at the state level. Okay. And beyond that, you should go and you should bring the way forward, because you have to bring the addressing the Kachatiyu issue. So if you want to just not only the Kachatiyu but overall the livelihood issue, you can bring the solution given by the writer itself as the way forward, and you can conclude in such a manner that gives that yes, both sides need a prosperous and such a proper mutual solution that could resolve the issue for the longer time. That could be the concluding point. Okay, so you can you can conclude with the emphasis on the need for the continuous dialogue and the long term solution. So this is all about from the discussion, and this is the way you can write the answer. So this is all about from this news article. Next important news that we are going to take again, it is from the editorial, and then this is talking about the Pandora box. And what is the Pandora box? Here the Pandora box, due to the electoral bond, this list of electoral bond and the donation that is given under this scheme has brought the lot of issue. Pandora box means lot of issue coming out of this revelation, and this no one knew that yes, once a time in the future there will be the revelation of this list. They were giving their these donation thinking that yes, everything is beyond the investigation, beyond the touchable limit of the judiciary. But yes, Indian judiciary now have proved that nothing is untouchable. Okay, so here this is showing that after the revelation of this and matching of the donation to the parties and with the companies, what are the loss they were making, how they were funding, it has come to forefront that near about 33 companies, those who are making loss, and they were showing that their loss is more than 1 crore rupees, 1 lakh crore in the aggregate loss, and they were making the donation close to 482 crore. The loss of 1 lakh crore is still you are donating. Why you are not serving or the surviving or the investing in your own companies? Why you paid that much amount? So the question comes that what type of the companies they were. The mainly this comes between the sale companies and the money laundering. You were showing the loss, but you were laundering the money. The money that is by the black money you are converting into the white money. That could be the chances. Okay. Here the concern is that these loss making companies, they donated significant amount of their significant amount, and despite they were making the loss. Okay, and those who were even the profit making companies, those who have funded, their funding is much more than their profit. Means if you are making the profit of 10 rupees, you are donating the 100 rupees, 500 rupees. That was the case with the many of the profit making companies, and there is the very unique case. This is clear-cut violation of the law. The law tells that for the companies who are new and who are not older than 3 years, they cannot donate. There are many companies who are newly incorporated and they donated in the crores. They were not completed the 3 years. It means that the companies were formed just for the donate the money. This is the case, and that is bringing the case to the concern to the lawmaking bodies and also to the different institution who try to bring the cleanliness into our political system or the electoral system. Even when the scheme was pushed, At that particular time, the finance minister, union finance minister was the Arun Jaitley. Okay. Even at that particular time, the RBI and Election Commission both have raised the concern that if you will bring such a scheme that will result into the money laundering and conversion of the white money, black money into the white money. Okay, so here already the concern was raised by the Reserve Bank of India and Election Commission of India. This is the written into this editorial. I am just explaining the thing that is written here. Okay, so this is not my view. This is the thing that is written. Already this is telling that the Reserve Bank of India and Election Commission of India, they raised the voice that yes, there could be the misuse of this scheme. Despite that, union government at that particular time and union finance minister, they proceed and they made this scheme, and they made a scheme on the name of that they are going to clean the electoral system. Despite these RBI and Election Commission, they were telling that no, this is going to increase the money laundering and the black money. Now the writer is telling that it is for the parliament and the regulatory bodies. Now they come to into the force. They go for the thorough investigation of these all the whatever that is coming out of the donation and the receipt, and also not from this electoral bond, but there should be the effort that should be the made to bring over all solution, over all mechanism and mechanism in a such a manner that whenever there is the elections, whenever there is the, even after the election, there is lot of the received of the funds, because those party who come in the power, they get the funding even after the election, because those company who know that they have come to the power, now we need to fund because we have to get lot of the benefit by the funding that. Here it is telling that the judiciary should urge to the all these institutions to act in a such a manner to clean up the campaign and electoral financing. And this is very crucial for the healthy democracy, so that there could be the equal field for those who don't have the money, those who have the money, but they will have the equal field to contest the election. Even the poor people who are the honest, who have the integrity, they will go and they fight election if you will clean up this all electoral system and this campaigning system that is funded hugely, that involve lot of expenditure of the money. The criteria is 1 crore, 85 lakh, 95 lakh, but the actual expenditure is the 50 crore. If a person is spending 50 crore into his elections, what will he will gain after the getting into the that particular office? They will misuse that office. That is the end result, and this threat the democratic credential and democracy of India. Next important news that we are going to take is the advent of the holistic approach to the One Health. So this talks about the One Health mission, and this has been taken under the Prime Minister's Science, Technology and Innovation Advisory Council. So here it is being endorsed by his council, and the name of this mission is the National One Health Mission. So here the writer of this news article is the Ajay Kumar Sood. He is the principal scientific advisory to the government of India. So here it's very clear cut explanation and explanation of the what this all about means. So here you should know, you can use it for your mains whenever you have to write the step government is promoting to bring the improvement of the health sector. Second thing, the basic information about this scheme can also be asked into the prelims. So let's start with the what this all talks about. So it's talk about that the interdependence between the human, animal and environment that is shown by the COVID-19. Here the environment, if you will pollute the environment, there will be the generation of the new virus pathogen, and other such organisms that will enter into the animal body and from the animal to the human body. And there could be the huge pandemics and like the COVID-19, and that would be the crisis situation. Even the world war cannot create such situation that this type of the outbreak of the disease can do, as we have seen that into the this case all over the world face the lockdown scenario. Even in the world war, there is no such thing that the lockdown across the world. But this pandemic show that yes, it can impact the whole world. So we can see that this health issue, how it is important and how they are interconnected to the environment, animal and human. So if the human is impacted, so it's cycle that is created. Let's see that how the cycle is created. For example, if there is the impact on the environment, okay, so environment will impact the animal, and if the animal is impacted, animal, so from animal it is the human that will be got impacted, because we interact in lot of area like the our milk, the milk that we get from the animals, the different type of the meats that we get from the animal. And if animal human is impacted, again it will discharge all the thing into the environment. For example, the discharges that coming out of us, that is the from the drainage, and that discharges into the different water bodies, and that's why this cycle is created. So here to here to here, again here to here. So we need a institute where all this is encompassed. For example, here it is given that the lumpy skin disease, that is one of the example. Here you should know the what is basic about the lumpy skin disease. It is primarily impact the cattle. And what is the main reason for this? The pox virus, that is the main reason and the main cause of this type of the disease. Okay, this is characterized with the, you can see that here the multiple nodules and this lump that is generated on the skin, as well as the internal organ and mucous membrane. So these are all the thing, and this impact the whole health of the animal. There could be the high fever, low productivity of the milk, all these thing we can see. How the transmission takes place? The transmission can takes place by the flies, mosquitoes or the ticks. By that they will blood soak and they transmit to the other. Even there could be the contiguous. If the one animal is touching other, so there could be the chances that will do the transmission. Okay, direct contact. This is the one region. And also inhalation of the infected aerosol, that is also the cause of this type of the disease. Okay, so you should be clear that what is the lumpy skin disease. Here you saw that what is the picture, how it's look like. This looks like this. You must be seeing many of the animal that is around you, and that could be the sum of the evolution of the pathogen or the into the virus, and the virus can again transmit to the man. This could be the evolutionary tendency, and that's why the National One Health Mission like the scheme is very important. And here we have seen that it is launched by the Niti Aayog, and Niti Aayog here it is bringing different objective of the missions, that is the strengthening the intersectoral coordination. We will study building the capacity in the case of the, that is the preparedness level, means if there is the any such pandemic, how we can tackle, promote the One Health and health research, promote the One Health research, and enhancing the pandemic preparedness. Overall, that is done by the intersectoral approach. And what is the intersectoral approach? We are integrating different departments of the government as well as the different ministry, and here we have seen that the 13 ministries and department, they are integrated, and they are integrated with the science funding agency as well, such as the Department of Biotechnology, Department of the Science and Technology, and Council of the Scientific and Industrial Resource. So they all have come together so that they can mobilize the resources, money, and that's why the huge investment is included here. The ministries such as the health, animal husbandry, environment, defense and Ayush ministry all have been included. Why the defense? The defense because this create the internal situation, internal security situation, and in that case the defense research is also needed, because the defense is for the any of the cross border threat. Okay, so here the defense is defense sector that can improve our the biological weapon if there is such chances that such scenario is existing, and the defense can help us. Besides that, help animal husbandry, already we saw that how they are interconnected, and by that we reach a conclusion that we need to create a nodal agency. And what will be the nodal agency? National Institute for the One Health will be the nodal agency. This is very important for the prelims. They can ask that where it's centered, where it is situated. So this is located into the Nagpur. Nagpur, you must have remembered the head office of the RSS, that is very famous. Nagpur for the oranges, this is famous. So it has been situated into the Nagpur, you should remember. Okay, so it will serve as the nodal agency that anchor for the coordination. So it will coordinate all this department and ministry, so that there will be the one point if anyone is facing some issue, if they have to bring the information or any of the concern they have to bring, they will bring here, and that will try to communicate with the others. So this is all about from the this. What is the main aim? The first thing is that you should start with the strategy. You prepare for the UPSC, what is the first step you do? You start with the strategies. That what will be my strategy, what will be the way I will approach. You will arrange everything in your mind, you create a blueprint, and after that you start execution. And in this strategy, after this, when you start execution, you need the coordination into the research and development effort, because this research and development is very important. Research and development bring your preparedness at the higher level, that if there is the any of the such scenario existing, or any event that is developing, you will be prepared with a different tool, you will be prepared with the different type of the medicine, you will be prepared by the therapeutic, pharmaceutical, all area, and all this area need a high level of the research and development. Okay. Beside that, you also need to bring the different departments that should be the involved at a center at the one layer, and already we have seen that how there will be there is the collaboration of the 13 ministries and the department already here given. Okay. Beside that, we also need the civil society and the private sector. Civil society, why? Because in the backward region, or they also work into the different independent research area, and the civil society and the private sector. Private sector have huge investment, and this initiative need lot of investment, because we are going to collect data at the national level for the different type of the disease. We are going to collect all these things. We are going to research on their genes, their blood, everything, and that need huge investment, and the government doesn't have that much capacity, because the government have to do other things like they have to run the administration, they have to focus on the other area, railway, it could be the road sector, it could be civil aviation, it could be the internal security. Lot of work the government have to do. Government have to run a lot of the schemes for the welfare of the people. In that case, the private sectors such as the Ambani, Adani, and other such companies, they have the huge extra budget, and they can put to this, and they can also share the benefit as well. And that's why here it is talking about the private sector and academic sector. Here academic sector include a different type of the institute, college that are working in this area, and close coordination between the center and state is also needed, because it is the state where they have to implement thing on the ground. And this is not only for the implementation of all this thing, but also to getting the data from the what is they are finding onto the ground. This finding will help into the input, work as the input. Means if there is the sum of the vaccine, or they are running some program for the disease control or the elimination, they find that due to the one disease or the other is evolving. In that case, they will have the finding, they will communicate it to the center and the coordination level, and by that they can prepare for the next level, for the next upcoming any of the disease if there is the chances. So this is all about from the here. Next, it is talking about the a network of laboratories, and that is very much important to do the experiment and the final result that come. Here they are talking about the biosafety level 3 and biosafety level 4, that is the very high risk pathogen laboratories. They will be into the isolation. There is a lot of protection measure, because if the such type of the laboratory, if there is they are not caring about the safety measure, there is the high chances of the spreading of the disease. We saw that into the case of the COVID-19, it was into the Wuhan and into the laboratory. They were not able to control the virus. The virus got out of the this laboratory, and it is spread across the world. So these are type of the laboratory. They are very important. Again, there is need for the coordination among these laboratories as well, because we need to bring the response across the human, animal and environment sector. Oh, okay. So here we need to integrated approach that we are talking again and again, improvement into the resource utilization and facilities for the better coordination, because we know that in the developing countries like the India, we lack the resources, and then in that case, these resources and their collective coordination is important, because we have to tackle multiple diseases at the same time. For example, Nipah virus outbreak, again, it was due to the zoonotic, it was from the animal that was spread to the human, and again we saw that what was the result. We have to do lot of things like the isolation and prevention measure. Besides that, the writer is talking about that we need to bring different type of the new development in the technology to improve and make this research and experiment more effective. The research, recent developments such as the artificial intelligence, that is very important, machine learning and disease modeling. Okay, so all these are the new type of the development into the science and technology. But for example, artificial intelligence can help into the gathering the data in a very time efficient manner. Okay, this modeling, machine learning and the disease modeling, they can bring the model that if the same time of the disease that there is existing, how the solution and how any of the adaptation is needed, they can do in a very easy manner. Recently we saw that the genome surveillance and genome surveillance from the wastewater, and this saw that how this genome surveillance help into the knowing that what is the extent of the spread of the COVID-19. We know that this area is also impacted. For example, we tested the water bodies and the genome of those species into the water body living near the different urban area to know that whether this whole city is impacted by this disease. They found that yes, if this water are impacted by that, they concluded that yes, this city also have some of the cases. In the COVID-19, we saw that. That's why the genome surveillance of the wastewater, because it comes out of our home and it reach to the water bodies, and that's why if the virus is present here, it means that the virus is present in us into the urban area of that area as well. So this is also very important. Okay, so this expansion will cover the various sentinel sites, including the location where the animal livestock they gather. For example, it could be the common area. For example, into the village area, this could be the common grassland or the common field panchayat houses, or the other area where there is the chances that the gathering, the collective measure is possible, and the collection of these human, animal, livestock is taking interaction with the environment. Okay, so here it is talking about we need to bring not only the individual but the collective area, collective gathering area where we can find this disease and we can develop some of the solution for it. Okay. At the global area, because we know that global level we have to work on this, because we know that these spread of the disease, or that they don't have the national boundaries, they don't know this artificial boundaries. The nature is connected with each other, the forest area is connected with each other. They can flow from one border to the other border area, because the rivers are connected. Okay, the airs are connected across the globe, and that's why there is the very much chances that if there is the one disease existing in one part of the world, there is the chances that it will travel and it will transmit to the other part of the world. And that's why the global solution is important, and that's why India, under its presidency of the G20, we brought this one health approach. And most of the countries from the G20 countries, they supported on it, and they accepted that yes, we need a common surveillance, and enhance into the surveillance capacity. We need to build up the analytical capability, and establishing the international network of the One Health institution, and support from all these countries is needed. Only the solution we can achieve. Okay, One Health not only should be to the disease, it should not confine to the disease itself. There is need for the other area. There could be the chances that we are facing the antimicrobial resistance, and also the food safety, plant disease, and the impact on the climate can also be causing this disease. And that's why we have to include all these area when you are talking about the One Health. This should not be into the separation, and again we are talking about the intersectoral cooperation, NGOs, private bodies, government, local bodies, and also those community living into the distance area, like the tribal area. They all need to be collected, their all knowledge need to be utilized, and each of the citizens, they need to involve in this initiative. Only then success is possible, and we can ensure the One Earth, One Health, or the health for all. Health for all means good health for all. That is possible only in that scenario. This is all about from this news article. One more news that is on the editorial page is the crowded field. Again, it is talking about the Maharashtra, the politics that is going on, the seat sharing between the three coalition party, and these are the Shiv Sena, NCP, and the Congress. We saw that how the seat sharing was there. Maximum seat was with the Shiv Sena, then it is for the Congress 17 seat, and 10 for the 10 it was for the NCP Sharad Pawar. So it is talking about how the different party is leaving, getting weakened into the different area. For example, for the Congress, it was the Bhiwandi where they have left. They accepted the Shiv Sena proposal that their candidate will be from here, despite it was a central point. It was a strong point for the Congress. Okay, Congress seats are distributed across the Vidarbha, Western Maharashtra, and the Marathwada, and leaving the Konkan region and most of the Mumbai seats. So here, this is the compromise that is talking. This is mostly political news. Already we have covered. So this is all about from this news article. So let's start with some of the question that we are going to solve from the topic that we have covered one by one. So it will be under our Furious 5 session. The first question, please solve it. Consider following statement about the bottom trawling. So what is this? First, it can lead to destruction of the seabed habitat. It has no impact on the target species of fish. Which of the above statement are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. It can lead to destruction of the seabed habitat. So this is correct. It has no impact on the non-target species of the fish. But the reality is that not only the non-target species, but the other species, like even the corals, are destroyed by it. So this is the case, and that's why this is harming the environment as well as the non-species as well. So the only answer will be the one only. Question number 2. Which of the following is a common characteristic of shell companies, often making them attractive tools for the money laundering? Extensive business operation across the multiple countries, transparent ownership structure, so this is absolutely absent, lack of physical presence, and the minimal economic activities, D, strict adherence to the financial regulations. So we will find that it is the lack of physical presence and the minimal economic activities. They do nothing, just they manipulate the paper and show that they are into the negative, and they go and fund for the political party that give them the different contracts. Lumpy skin disease primarily affect which species? Poultry, cattle, goats, and the sheep and the pigs. Here it is the cattle. We see that it is the lumpy skin disease, and this is the by the virus, and it is already we seen that how they are impacting. Okay. Next question. Which of the following best describe the focus of the National Institute of One Health? Research and development of the vaccine for the neglected tropic disease, training of community health workers for the primary care in the rural area, coordination and resource to the zoonotic disease and the microbial resistance, regulatory oversight and approval of the new pharmaceutical industry. So here we saw that it is mainly for the coordination. That's why we are going to National Institute of the Health. We saw that we are talking about the One Health, and the different defense industries, different ministry, different department, they all work, and there is need for a nodal agency that can coordinate among them. And this National Institute for the One Health, this is for the One Health, and this is for the coordination. Next question. Foot and mouth disease is caused by A, bacteria, B, fungus, C, protozoa, parasite, D, virus. So we saw that it is the virus, and this virus is causing this foot and mouth disease. Okay. Next question. Consider following statement about the National Institute of One Health. It is located in Nagpur, Maharashtra. It will act as the nodal agency for international One Health collaboration. Which of the above are correct? 1 only, 2 only, C, both 1 and 2, D, neither 1 nor 2. Here we see that already this is located in the Nagpur, and it is also act as the nodal agency for the international One Health collaboration as well. So C will be the correct answer. So this is all about from the 2 days news, and these are the probable question that can be framed into the prelims. So this is all about from the 2 days news. We have concluded most of the area, and we have covered most of the relevant area that is for the relevant for the UPSC and state pieces. We will conclude our session here. Thank you for joining the session. All the best. Jai Hind.